What is up, my Majin Buu crew? It's your boy, King Majin, coming back at you guys with another video. And today, I'll be doing the long-awaited part 3 to What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Tai Lung. If you haven't seen the original video, go check it out in the playlist, or possibly in the link down below, so yeah. The reason why Overlord isn't coming out right now is because I'm having a little bit of trouble writing that, getting that started. But I'm at least 99% done. I'm just trying to figure out a proper way to end it. So yeah, you guys can expect that coming up within 2 days or so. Anything else I want to say? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm thinking about changing up some stuff with my second channel. Mostly, I'm probably going to use that channel for gaming. I already do what ifs on this channel, and I didn't really like the what if I created on the second channel, so yeah. I'm not gonna do any what ifs on that channel. It's gonna be mostly gaming, me playing stuff like Among Us with friends and stuff like that. Probably try and get other what if YouTubers in it so we can all play, so yeah. Well, anyway, I'm rambling on here. You guys came to watch a video. Let's get into What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Tai Lung, Part 3. Let's go! We'd start things off with Deku being in his room getting ready to go to UA for his first day. He would go out preparing to leave. Before he would leave, his mom would say, "Have a good day, Izuku. Don't get into any trouble." And Deku would say, "When have I ever gotten into trouble, Mom?" And she would say, "Oh, there was that time at the..." And Deku would say, Okay. Don't need to bring that one up again. I promise I will try not to get into trouble." And she would say, "I'll take what I can get." And Deku would then leave, saying, "Bye, Mom." She would then sigh, saying, "That kid." Deku would leave, meeting up with Ojiro and Mimi. Deku would say he likes how Mimi's uniform looks, with her blushing a little bit. And Jiro would just look at the two of them. Afterwards, they would then go into UA, seeing the giant door and thinking, "Is this class for giants?" That's what they will all be thinking internally. When they would walk in, they would see Bakugo arguing with a guy with glasses. Mimi would then see this and say, "Oh my god, he's already at it," and go over to talk to Bakugo. She would then say, "First day at a new school and you're already causing trouble, Kachan." And Bakugo would then say, "What? This is none of your business. Go away, shrimp." And she would say, "What did you just call me?" And they would start arguing. Jiro would sigh and say, "This happens every time those two see each other." And Deku would say, "Yeah." Afterwards, Ida would then come over saying, "Those two, wow." And Ojiro would say, "Yeah, they argue like this every time they see each other." And Ida would say, "Really? What happened?" And Deku would then say, I just think they're really good friends, or really competitive with one another." And Ida would say, "Which one is it?" And Deku would say, "Probably both." And Ojiro would say, "It's probably that they're both really competitive." And Ida would say, Ida would then recognize Deku as the one who defeated the zero-pointer robot. Ida would then give his whole spiel about Deku being a better student than him, but Deku would then say, I just thought what I felt was right. I meant to say, Deku meant to say, he just did what it felt was right. And he would say, "I also wanted a challenge, and that robot seemed like it could put up a good fight, but it was pretty much nothing." And Ida would then say, "Oh, but either way, you're still far superior than me." And Deku would say, "Okay, man." He would then pat Ida on the back, and while they were doing that, Bakugo and her would still be arguing. And Ida would then say, "When is this gonna stop?" And Deku and Ojiro would say, "They can go for an hour most likely." And Ida would say, "What?" They would be arguing, and Ida and Ojiro and them would be talking until a brown-haired girl would pop up right behind Ojiro saying, "I know that gray messy hair. You're the one who saved me, the leopard boy." And Deku would say, "Yeah." She would then kind of nudge Jiro out of the way and saying, "Thanks again for saving me." And Deku would say, "It was no problem," as she would be blushing a little bit while looking at Deku. As this would be going on, Bakugo and Mimi would still be arguing. She would then turn around, noticing Ochako talking to Deku, and get distracted. Bakugo would say, "Hey, pay attention!" And she would say, "What?" As they would go back to arguing, Aizawa, aka Eraserhead, will pop up right behind Bakugo, saying, "If you came here just to argue, you can leave." Afterwards, he would tell everyone to sit down, and he would then say that they're going to be meeting outside and to put on their gym uniforms. Ochako would then say, "What about the assembly?" And Aizawa would then say, "As a teacher at UA, I reserve the right to I reserve the right to do anything with my class." That's something similar to what he said. I just summarized it. But anyway, they would go out, and Aizawa would then say, "Midoriya, what was your longest ball throw in middle school?" And Deku would then say, "I can't really give you an estimate on that because my quirk is always active." And Aizawa would then say, "Just tell me." And Deku would then say, "At least 700 meters. And Aizawa would be impressed by this and say, "I noticed that you have a fire ability with your quirk. Did you ever use it then?" And Deku would say, "No, but Aizawa would say, 'No buts. You're gonna use your quirk and throw this ball as far as you can.' And Deku would say, 'Okay.' He would then get the ball in his hand, preparing to launch it. He would then cock his arm back like a pitcher and shoot the ball as far as he could while igniting it with flame. The ball would keep going and going until it's out of sight. Aizawa would then look at his phone, smiling with a big grin, and he would then show 1,512.9 meters, with everyone's mouth dropping. Everyone that knows him would say, "Typical." And Bakugo would then get up saying, "I'm gonna crush them in this competition, I just know it." Over the years, Bakugo has become really competitive with Deku and Mimi, seeing them as the only two people that are his equal or superior to him, but he would never say it. Over this time, Bakugo, he would have developed more of a rivalry with Mimi, and Deku would have just been there like a friend to him that he would compete with sometimes. So, in the end, Bakugo and Deku are really close friends, with Mimi and Bakugo being friends and rivals, really intense rivals at it. Okay, well, now that that's out of the way, everyone in class 1A would be excited to use their quirks, and afterwards, with them being excited, Aizawa would still try to expel people for who got the lowest. So yeah. For the people who came in behind Deku, we all know Ochako is winning the ball throw, but Mimi would have got 1,495 meters, 0.5 meters I mean. Bakugo would have got 1,495.5 meters, with Bakugo getting 980.7 meters. Jiro would have got 527.6 meters, and for the other events, totaling out everything for everyone's score, Deku will have come in first place in the fitness exam, with Mimi coming in second, Bakugo coming in third, and Jiro coming in fourth. Todoroki, honestly at this point, Jiro's physical abilities are past what Todoroki's ice can help him with. Todoroki is still powerful with everything, but Jiro has a physical superiority, and these exams were more suited for him, not Todoroki. But Todoroki did come close, getting 5th place. So, yeah. Afterwards, Aizawa would then see the potential in this class, so Mineta will not be getting expelled because, well, he brings the comedy relief, and I think he's important to the story. Plus, I might try to do something with him. Well, anyway, Momo would then say, "You guys didn't know he was just testing us to make us try harder?" And everyone would say, "No! Next time say something!" And she would then giggle a little bit. Afterwards, Deku, Ojiro, Mimi, Ida, and Ochako would be walking home. out of nowhere, Bakugo would then come out of nowhere saying, "Next time I'm winning." And Mimi would say, "Bring it on." And then he would smile and run off, probably to go train. Afterwards, Ochako would then say, "Man, that guy is intense." And Mimi and Deku would say, "He is, but he's a pretty good guy," with Mimi also agreeing. She might argue with Bakugo sometimes, but she still sees him as a friend. Ojiro would say, "He is pretty intense. He won't even give me the time of day. He doesn't even think I'm worthy of him." And Deku would say, "Give it time. You just need to train harder, and you'll be stronger than him in no time." And Ojiro would say, "Thanks, man." Ochako would then say, "Oh, by the way, what's that fire thing what's that fire ability? But I know you have a leopard quirk, but what's the fire ability?" And Deku would say, "Stop saying fire ability. It's called chi. It's something I learned how to harness." And Ida would then say, "Oh, I saw Mimi use that." And Mimi would say, "Yeah, but it's harder with people. For certain people, you can bring out a large amount of it, and it's really difficult to explain. But let me get into it. Take me for instance. I was diagnosed quirkless with Ida and Ochako saying, "You were?" And she would then say, "Yeah, but my quirk came to me recently. But understand this. People without a quirk have a much easier time accessing chi. I can access it due to my training and the fact that I was quirkless for such a long period of time." And Ida would then say, "Oh, but why can Midoriya use it?" And Mimi would then say, "We have no clue." And Ochako would say, "We?" "Yeah, my mom, dad, me, and Ojiro. We have no clue how he's able to use chi even though he has a quirk. Ojiro can use chi, but he can't externalize it. He can't use it externally. But Deku can, even with the quirk." And Ochako would say, Could I learn chi?" And Mimi would say, "You could, but you would only be able to use it internally, making yourself just slightly stronger, because you have a quirk. And it would take years for you to even be able to pull it out, or focus it." And Ochako would say, "Oh." And Mimi would then say, "Don't worry, your quirk is already strong. If you work hard enough, you will become a great hero even without the power of chi." And she would then smile. And she would say, "What are you gonna call that attack, Deku?" And Deku would then say, "How about Fire Fist? Or Fire Palm? I'm not so sure." And Ochako would say, "Mind if I come up with a name for it?" And Deku would then say, "Sure." And this is you guys' cue to come up with names for Deku's Fire Fists, or whatever you want to call them. Best name, I will use it. So yeah. Anyway, after they were done talking, Mimi would then notice how much Ochako is talking to Deku. She would then start to get a little bit jealous, moving a little bit closer to Deku, bumping into him slightly. He would then say, "What's up?" And she would say, "Nothing," with Ochako looking and noticing this. And she will get slightly closer too. And this would if Ochako was going to be a little bit more territorial with the type of guy she likes. She won't give up. So yeah. The day would end and they would go to home, and the next day, hero training would begin with All Might. At this time, everyone would suit up into their hero costumes, with everyone's costumes being basically the same except for Deku's. Deku's would be his normal fighting gi, thinking he doesn't need all the other stuff like everyone else, so he would just have his normal gi. At this time, Ochako would then come up saying how much she likes their stuff because it's so simple. She would then say, "But this jumpsuit is so skin tight." And Deku would say, "Yeah," with Mimi stepping on his foot. Ochako would then say, "I like yours." And Mimi, "I noticed something. You have a new bow in your hair. Last one I saw was yellow. When did you get this?" And Mimi would then say, "It was a gift from Deku." And Ochako would then say, "Are you two going?" And Mimi would then say, "No, we're just really good friends," blushing a little bit. And Deku would say, "Yeah, I got it for her because she somehow managed to come in second from last. And Ochako would then say, "Oh," and I bet she would come in dead last, only barely making the cut to get in the UA. And Ochako would then say, and Mimi would then look at Deku really angrily, and Deku would say, "What? It's true. You barely passed the written exam." And she would then step on his foot again, saying, and Deku would say, "Stop it with stepping on the foot!" And she would then talk to Ochako for a bit until All Might would then call them over. He would then say today would be Heroes vs. Villains training, and you would then pick the names. I was thinking about this for a long time, how I want this to be, so I decided to go with this. Deku and Mimi versus Bakugo and Todoroki. Honestly, this is going to be pretty one-sided. So, let's get into the fight. The villains will have time to go into the building to scout and prepare, while Deku and Mimi would then go in right afterwards. Deku would then say, "I wish I would have been fighting you." And Mimi would say, "Same. So who do you want to fight?" And she would then say, "Dibs on Bakugo." And Deku would say, "Todoroki got in on recommendation, so he might be pretty strong." And Mimi would then say, "Yeah, he might be. But he still didn't place high enough in the fitness exam." And Deku would then say, "Maybe because his quirk has other applications. It was pretty fast. Jiro only barely beat him." And Mimi would then say, "Yeah." At this time, Bakugo would be saying, "We need to prepare. Those two are ridiculously strong." And at this time, Bakugo would say, "We need to come up with a plan now, Icy Hot. So, here's what I've been thinking." Todoroki would then push Bakugo out of the way a little bit, and Bakugo would say, "What the heck?" And he would then put his hand on the ground, freezing everything, with Bakugo saying, "You think that's gonna stop those freaks? They're too strong. A little ice won't do anything to slow them down." As the ice would then spread through the building, Mimi would then say, "Hizuku, you mind getting rid of the ice? I know I can break it, but it's so cold." And Deku would then say, "Sure." He would then expel his chi in all directions with a blue flame coming out, melting all the ice. And she would then say, "Whew, thanks, Deku." At this time, Todoroki was thinking, "We should have won by now." And Bakugo would have said, "Don't underestimate those two. Listen up, I have a plan." And Todoroki would then say, "What's your plan?" "Those two are close-range fighters. They have no long-range moves. So, if we keep them at a distance and fire at them, we can hold out until the timer goes off." And Todoroki would then say, "Don't you think we can take them down?" And Bakugo would then say, "Well, I want to, but they're just too strong together." And Todoroki would then say, "Keep them at a distance with our long-range quirks." Got it. At this time, they will position themselves underneath the bomb. Mimi will ask Deku, "Is this where the bomb is?" With Deku saying, "Yep, it's right up there." And Mimi will then say, "I forget how good your senses are." And Deku would say, "Yeah, me too." And she would then say, "You want to go first?" And Deku would say, "No, ladies first." She would then say, "Okay." At this time, she would begin to power up, focusing 40% of One For All and focusing her chi as well. She would then say, "Hey, you think you could melt the ice up there for me?" And Deku would say, "Sure." His fist would then glow with flames, and he would prepare a fireball. And Mimi would then say, "Whoa, when have you been able to do that?" And Deku would say, "I've been practicing." And Mimi would then say, "With Mom?" And Deku would say, "No. She wanted me to practice my own moves first, before she showed me anything. She wanted to see what I would come up with on my own." And Mimi would say, "That sounds like my mom." And Deku would then say, and she also said if I didn't come up with anything, I'll have to do 10,000 on my knuckles while standing up on them. And Mimi would then say, "Ooh, it's been a while since she's brought out that punishment. She must really want you to learn this." And Deku would say, "Yep." The ball of fire would then expand a little bit more. And Deku would say, "You ready?" And she would then say, "Yeah," jumping up to the ceiling, busting a hole in the ceiling, jumping up into where the bomb is. The fireball would then come melting all the ice around her, and she would be left with Bakugo and Todoroki surrounding her. And Bakugo would say, "Now!" And they would both try to start using long-range attacks on her, but out of nowhere, Deku would then pop up, grabbing Todoroki's leg, saying, "You didn't think I would let you take her on 2-on-1. You didn't think we're that arrogant, right?" And Deku and Bakugo would say, "Dang it!" He would then drag Todoroki underground with him. And Mimi would then say, "You really think we're that arrogant?" And Bakugo would say, "You pretty much are." And Mimi would say, "Not really. All we want is a fair fight." And at this time, Deku would have dragged Todoroki down completely. And Mimi will prepare to square off with Bakugo. Let's get into the first fight. Deku versus Todoroki. This fight will begin with Deku saying, "I heard you got in on recommendation. Let's see if you deserved it. Come at me with everything you got. Don't disappoint me." Todoroki then say, "Okay." He would then shoot ice at Deku, with Deku just simply kicking through it like it was nothing. He would continue to shoot ice at Deku, with Deku dodging most of it. Todoroki will be limited because he's in such a close space, so he won't be able to use his giant ice pillars and stuff like that. At this time, Deku would then say, "Is this really all you got?" And he would then kick through the ice, coming at Todoroki in a blinding speed, hitting Todoroki in the head, causing him to pass out. At this time, Deku would say, I should have fought Bakugo. He would have made a much better fight. But you were stuck in a small space, so you weren't able to use your full power. But I really don't get why you didn't use your other part of your quirk." At this time, a figure would then appear behind Deku, saying, "Finish him off." And Deku would say, "Oh, sure, I'll just kill someone on camera. That'll be smart." And Tai Long, which we all know this is Tai Long, would say, "Letting your enemies live." And Deku would say, he's not my enemy. This is just a training exercise. No one has to die. And I'm not gonna kill him." He would then put capture tape around him, saying, "Now you can leave." And Tai Long would begrudgingly leave. And Deku would say, "Man, he's appearing more and more often. But it seems like the control training I've been doing is pretty good." At this time, Deku would say, "The fight up there seems interesting. I might go watch for a bit." At this time, Bakugo would be launching explosion after explosion at Mimi, with her dodging all of them, saying, "I'm sick of this." She would then come at Bakugo, punching him in the stomach, sending him flying down to the ground, and saying, "Is that all you got, Katsuki?" And Bakugo would then say, "Ah!" shooting an explosion in her face, sending her flying back, and she would say, Bakugo would say, "No, that's not all I got." Bakugo would then start to pull the pin on his gauntlet, with All Might saying, "No, that will kill." And Mimi would then say, "It's okay, I got this." The explosion would then come charging at her. She would then get into a heavy stance, a defensive stance to be more precise. She would then hold her fist back, saying, Detroit Smash. I can't believe I just said slam. Punching into it, causing the blast to dissipate. She would then say, "Ah, that was pretty good." And Bakugo would say, "Do you think you're cute?" And she would say, As Bakugo would then say, "What?" And she would then say, "I'm adorable." Grabbing Bakugo with black lips, surprising him, saying, "What? Since when can you?" She would then pull him close, punching him in the gut, saying, 10 months ago, and knocking Bakugo out, winning the fight. At this time, she would then say, "Deku, I know you're there. Come out already." With Deku saying, "Ah, you could tell I was here." And she would say, "Thanks for not stepping in." And Deku would say, "You would kill me if I stepped into your fight." And she would say, "You're not wrong." At this time, they would be announced the winners, and All Might would bring them into the recording room, or the monitor room. That's what I meant to say. At this time, he would ask, "Did they do anything wrong, kids?" Momo would then say, "They managed to successfully track down the bomb and separate the villains, and take them down individually. But Deku, or no, Midoriya, he could have helped her in her fight against Bakugo." And at this time, Deku and Mimi would say, "Oh, where would have been the fun in that?" And All Might would say, "It's not about fun, kids. It's about keeping people safe." And Deku would say, "If it's any consolation, we probably would have destroyed the building if we would have tag teamed him. We probably would have lost control for a bit." And All Might would say, "Huh. You're serious, right?" "Oh wait, I meant to say you're not serious." And Deku would say, "When me and Mimi fight together, we get really in sync." And I would say, "Huh." And that would be the end of it. Everyone else would take their tests, and the same results that's in canon. At this time, Deku, Ojiro, and Ida would be walking to the train station. Everyone would then come out of nowhere saying, "Did you hear that all the girls are hanging out right now?" Mineta would say, and Deku would say, "I know, Mimi's hanging out with them." When the girls saw how strong she was, they just really wanted to hang out with her, I guess. And Kaminari would say, "Yeah, she is pretty strong." At this time, Sarah would say, "You guys want to hang out after school? Right now?" And Deku would say, "That sounds like fun." They would all begin walking, with Jiro saying, with Kaminari saying, "Hey, are you and Mimi dating or something?" With Deku saying, "No," with him blushing a little bit, and not making eye contact with Kaminari. And Kaminari would then look at Deku saying, "Oh, I get it." And Ojiro would say, "Someone else that gets it." And Deku would say, "Shut up, the both of you." At this time, Mineta would say, "So unfair." And that will be the end of the boys. Until Bakugo and Kirishima. Bakugo and Kirishima will walk by, and they will be invited to come with them. But Bakugo would say, "No, me and Spiky Hair over here are gonna go train." And that will be the end of them. They will go train. They will see Todoroki, but then he would just grunt at them. He would be mad that he lost to someone with a fire quirk, kind of similar to his dad, so he'll be in his whole emo phase right now. So he won't want to hang out with them. And Deku would say, it'll still be fun with just the 6 of us. And they would say, "Yeah," as they will all leave. And the reason why Tokoyami would be there would be because that he has an animal type quirk, just like him, so they will connect over that. And Kaminari and Mineta would just be there because they really see Deku as someone strong, and the fact that he knows Mimi. And Sero. He would just want to hang out with someone, honestly, and he would have really respected Deku for how strong he was, and how skilled as well. At this time, the girls would be walking to a cake shop or something, when Mina would say, "Are you and Midoriya dating?" With Ochako saying, "They're not." And Mimi saying, "Yeah, we're just really close friends. I've known him since I was a kid." And Mina would say, "So, childhood friends. That means you have an even better chance of getting with him." And Mimi would then say, I don't want to get with him," with her blushing a little bit. Ochako would see this and think, so she does like him. I'm not gonna give up though. At this time, everyone would then laugh, and then they will all go to a cake shop or something. At this time, Tsubaki and Rick would have been talking in the dojo. Rick would have said, "It's about time you've told her." And Tsubaki would say, "I don't want to. You know what happened last time." And Rick would then say, "Bad blood, I know. But if she finds out on her own, what would happen would be terrible. And Tsubaki would then say, she won't accept it though. And Rick would then say, you will have to tell her. And she would then say, just give me some more time. And Rick would then say, it's been like 10 years, 10 to 9 years, and you still haven't told her. And Tsubaki would then say, you know how she'll react if she finds out who I chose. And especially if it's a man. And Rick would then say, I know how she'll react. But you have to. If she finds out on her own, things will get bad. Really bad. And Tsubaki would then say, just give me a little bit more time. And out of nowhere, someone would then say, more time for what? And Tsubaki would then say, why are you here? And this mysterious girl, which I'm gonna call M for now, or if you guys can come up with a better name for her, M would then say, we know. And Tsubaki would then say, you know what? And this girl, M, would then say, we know that you've been training 3 people here. And we know that you've already chosen someone as your successor. She wants to meet them. And Tsubaki would then say, how did you find out? We found out just a few months ago after we saw her. And Tsubaki would then say, her? Yeah, at the beach. When you guys were training for those 10 months, I believe. I believe you chose your daughter as your successor? And Mother couldn't be any more happy. Oh wait, no, not Mother. I meant to say Master. Master couldn't be any more happy that you've chosen her. And Tsubaki would then say, no, she would then think, they think it's a woman. They think it's Mimi. Maybe I can play this. Maybe they don't need to know I'm gonna transfer over the power to a man. And she would then say, so what if I do? At this time, the woman would then leave, leaving her with a letter. Tsubaki would then read it, and the letter would then say, you have 1 to 3, no wait, what? Give me a minute. You have 1 to 2 months to bring them to me. I would like to see the successor you have chosen. And at this time, Rick would then say, they think it's Mimi? And Tsubaki would then say, I can play this. And Rick would then say, oh my god. And Tsubaki would then say, come on. And Rick would then say, if they find out that you have chosen a man to succeed that power, they will most likely take it away from you. And Tsubaki would then say, that makes even more reason for me to give it to Deku now. And Rick would then say, if you give it to him now, that will paint a target on his back. And Tsubaki would then say, I will warn him of everything. I've already started to tell him small snippets that when I transfer over a certain thing to him, people will come after him if they find out he has it. And Rick would then say, you have to choose him as your successor, not Mimi. And Tsubaki would then say, he was most likely the only one I wasn't willing to transfer it over to. And Rick would then say, why didn't you pick Mimi? And Tsubaki would then say, Mimi, she's strong. Deku is strong as well, far stronger than Mimi, but there are key differences. Mimi has the heart of a hero. She loves fighting, but she doesn't have the true heart of a warrior. Not that I could feel anyway. While Deku, he has the heart of a warrior and the heart of a hero. Both. And Rick will then say, just like you. And Rick will then say one more thing. Plus he has that temper as well. And Tsubaki would then step on Rick's foot saying, yes, that temper as well. And Tsubaki would then say, for the next 3 months, for the next 2 months, I'm gonna be starting his training to transfer over this power. And Rick would then say, either way, so what are we gonna do now to prepare? Tsubaki would then say, we'll inform Ojiro and Mimi and Izuku, or Deku, that we'll be going on a training trip. We'll tell them that we're going to my old master. But we will also tell them, we will not tell them that they think that Mimi is the successor, because you know that girl can't keep a secret. And Rook would then say, fine. Out of nowhere, the girl would then come back saying, oh, by the way, I forgot. She said, only bring the girl, not the 2 males. And Tsubaki would then say, no dice. And M would then say, she figured you'd say that. At this time, they would then sigh and say, I guess it's time to get started with their intense training. Or, what I like to call Hell on Earth training, Tsubaki would then say. And that will be it for the video. I know I got a little bit on with the lore and building up plot towards the end, but trust me, this will be very important. If you have any ideas of what I'm going to make happen, comment them down below. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe for more. And yeah, Overlord will come out within 1 to 3 days after this video has been posted. There was one more thing I want to say. One more thing. Oh yeah, if I haven't already said it in the beginning, I'm going to be transferring over the Duke of Majin's channel I have into a place where I can do gaming, make top 10 videos, and just go on anime reviews and rants. Because there are a lot of anime I want to talk to you guys about. Like, one of my favorite anime. You guys, if you know it, Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm planning on trying to do a what if for Yu Yu Hakusho. But anyway, this has been King Majin rambling on and telling you to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Signing out. Peace.